Hey, another one of these receivers I grew up watching, Michael Floyd. This is the homie Matt B. Great on what happened to Michael Floyd, and like I said, I thought this man was gonna be. I don't want to say the next Jerry, of course, but I thought he was. Ooh, I got a good one for y'all. I thought he would be the next Anquan Boldin. One, because he was just a not a compact receiver like short Steve Smith kind of shit, but he looked like he was on some like kind of Debo shit. Like Anquan looked like he could be a damn near running back, maybe a linebacker, but he was playing receiver. Michael Floyd was huge, and he also played for Arizona, so that kind of the comparisons right there. But let's peep this video, man. Shout out to the homie Matt. Be great, and let's peep this video. Oh no! And I remember he had got DUI in college too. So.
Put your car in park. Turn your car off right now. Yes. Turn it off. Turn your car off.
What are I learning?
Turn your car off.
Sorry, sir.
Unfortunately, no matter how much sympathy I show him, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans because we can't change the fact that this one mistake he made, it cost him his job and livelihood.
Step out. I'm not going to ask again. Step out of the car.
Why you gotta be like this?
Because you can't listen. That's the problem. Why are we doing all this?
Oh boy.
And drops, throws to the end zone, receivers out there, touchdown Notre Dame.
He wasn't a tall, skinny ass.
The guy who just made that catch goes by the name of Michael Floyd. What's really intriguing about him is heading into college, he had as much hype surrounding his name as any other player in the nation coming out of high school, regardless of position. I wouldn't say it's the rarest thing in the world, but who do we normally hype up in recruiting classes? Quarterbacks. They get all the love, rightfully so. It's one of the most important positions in football, but I can't emphasize enough how much hype this young man was getting. Maybe my words don't do it any justice. Coming out of high school, he wasn't just a 5-star recruit, that was a given. He was ranked as the 14th best overall player in the nation, not 14th ranked receiver, 14th best overall player, and had a scout grade of over 99. I got a video clip I want to show you guys so it gives you an even better perspective. On September 27th in 2008, this is when Notre Dame traveled to Purdue. In this ball game, Michael Floyd, the wide receiver who we're talking about, the main character of this video, he was a freshman. He finished the game as a leading receiver with 6 catches for exactly 100 yards. Not bad. When Notre Dame was trailing to Purdue 14-7, here was one of his more notable catches of that ball game.
Here's Clausen, he's letting it go long. He's got a man out there, Michael Floyd. He comes down with the ball.
Was it the greatest catch I've ever seen Michael Floyd make in his entire career at Notre Dame? No, absolutely not. So I know what you're sitting here saying. Well, Matt, what was the point of showing us that? And that's a great question, my friend. I have an even better answer. It's what the commentator stated after the catch that's going to tell you everything you need to know about him and how good he was.
And he is only great, Michael Floyd, who has been virtually unstoppable.
You heard him right. That's not my opinion. That's not my subjective thoughts. He stated, quote unquote, he has been virtually unstoppable. Freshman, by the way. But maybe with everything I've shown you, that is still not enough for me to convince you this guy was the real deal. Well, how about this touchdown against Nevada?
Clausen looks, fires a fastball, open receiver, touchdown Notre Dame.
Or what about this one?
Out near side, ball taken by Floyd. He's got yards and more. He could be gone. He's going to win it.
Damn.
Oh, wait a minute. You thought we was done? Nah, I can keep going.
Floyd going for it. Floyd comes down with the ball, and he's not done. Floyd's inside another even longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you may think you know how good Michael Floyd was, but I'm here to tell you, you don't actually know. He was a beast. They don't make too many guys roughly 6'3", 200 pounds with great ball skills and extremely athletic.
200? I thought he would have been
He was an elite wide
220.
receiver that looked like he was destined for stardom in the NFL.
He was huge.
But sadly, that didn't happen. What did happen instead of that is Michael Floyd got in trouble not just once, but a couple of different times. He got arrested multiple times on separate occasions, and one of those wound up costing him his job in the NFL. There's many questions people have been asking about this guy even till this day. But however, it all circles back to the one. And I mean the one big question we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. What really happened to Michael Floyd?
I'll be forgetting about this.
I can't do this.
Oh, no. Yes, you can.
What the hell am I even?
Shout out Wolverine. My boy. My favorite.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great and fantastic day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And major shout out to Casey for recommending this video. I greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm about to say next, but I got to because you guys are a big part of this channel and helping us out with this series we've been doing in the off season to get us to the off season. If you have any recommendations on videos like this, stories you'd like to see us tell on the channel, Feel free to leave a comment down below, and who knows, we might make that video. There's many more things I could say, but I'm ready to get into this video. I know you guys are ready as well. Strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get you a popcorn, get you your favorite meal you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But alright, Matt, blah, blah, shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Mr. Michael Floyd grew up and played his high school football in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah,
He was
I knew
AP
it.
Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the
in
Year,
Minnesota
USA
initially.
Today Player of the Year, All-American, etc., etc. List goes on and on. He was that dude, and for that reason alone, that's why he was ranked and regarded as one of the best players in the nation. His recruiting process was pretty interesting. He narrowed his options down to Michigan, the little bro Ohio State, Miami, Florida, and Notre Dame. Ultimately, though, to make a long story short, he commits and signs with Notre Dame. He arrives on a campus in the year 2008, and there was definitely some naysayers, non-believers, because you got to remember, true freshmen, even back then, they didn't just come in and dominate. And I wouldn't go as far as saying as a freshman he dominated, but he was most certainly a force to be reckoned with. For that 2008 season, with missing 2 games, that's key and vital you got to throw in there due to injury, he had roughly right at, well, we'll just be exact here. I was going to say about 50, but we'll just say the number. 48 catches, 700 total yards, and
That is
7
a
touchdowns.
Great freshman.
All in all, it was a solid year.
Yeah,
Nothing to be mad
good
about.
freshman
Nothing
line.
crazy happened in 2008, but heading in 2009 as a sophomore, he had a lot of heavy expectations. It is most certainly safe to say he lived up to them. Unfortunately, he only played in 7 games. But in those 7 games, the dude went off. He had 44 catches for
Virtually the same numbers.
795
Nice.
yards with 9 touchdowns. That's over 100 yards per game. In 2010, this is where he finally plays an entire season. He has 79 catches for
stack.
right over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Double-digit
Also worth
touchdowns,
mentioning
that's
by this
20.
point in time,
Yeah, my look
teams
right
are
on.
really locking in on Michael Floyd and they're game planning for him.
Oh,
After that 2010 season, this is where Michael Floyd, he has his first major incident. In March of 2011, so that'd be the offseason heading into his senior and last year, he got arrested for a DUI. Brian
yes, I
Kelly
remember seeing
stripped Michael
college,
Floyd
yeah.
of being a team captain, but more importantly, he was suspended from the Notre Dame football team. And I don't mean suspended for a couple of weeks in the offseason, no. He was suspended for months. Finally, though, he got reinstated in August of 2011. Go figure. And I'm
that's a
not
Christian school
saying it's a
or
bad
Catholic
thing,
school,
but it's
whatever.
just kind
They're
of
not
funny how he got reinstated a couple weeks before the season. I'm asking you guys, the viewers, do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. Comes back right in time for fall practice, and he didn't skip a beat. Senior year was really impressive. He had 100 catches for
Nice.
over 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Nice.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Michael Floyd was going to be a first-round draft pick. Teams were drooling over him. He officially declares for the 2020 NFL Draft after that last year at Notre Dame in 2011, and this is where he gets selected in the first round with the 13th overall
2020
pick
draft.
by the Cardinals. For the Cardinals, I don't want you to get it twisted. He was a good wide receiver, but he just wasn't great. You never really get the sense and vibes that he actually lived up to all the potential and hype. With that being said, I think it'd be a good time to point out in our video, you could chalk that up to, hey, that's not just on Michael Floyd. That could be due to the franchise. That could be due to the
at the
quarterback.
time, this is-
Why
I
I
think-
bring that up is because if you didn't see our previous story video on Peter Warwick,
Carson
he was a wide receiver, and one of the biggest detriments to his career was his quarterback play. It was awful. Granted, Warwick's quarterback play for the Bengals was so abysmal. I even showed you guys graph charts and all the numbers to back it up. I'm not going to do that for this video because I don't think Floyd's quarterback play at the Cardinals was atrocious. But all I'm saying is it wasn't great. One of those years when Michael Floyd was playing for the Cardinals, Carson Palmer
There we go.
had 24 touchdowns,
Okay.
but he also had 22 interceptions.
Oh, my goodness.
Michael
Looking
Floyd's
like my
first
favorite
season
player.
in the NFL was in 2012, so let's go see who the quarterback was because I can't remember. Okay, so the Cardinals had a bunch of different quarterbacks, but the one who played the most was John Skelton. He was 1-5, had a completion percentage of 54%, and had 2 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. You see what I'm talking
Holy
about?
snap.
Like, what are we doing here? Another guy, Ryan Lindley.
Yo,
He
they
had
have 11
0
touchdowns
touchdowns
total
and
as a
7
team.
interceptions. This was Michael Floyd's quarterback play. And I could sit up here and break it down year by year, but I think you get the point. Floyd's first year in 2012, 500 yards. Second year in 13, he had over 1,000 yards. 2014,
That was the Carson
840. 15, around same thing, 849. And then we get into the year 2016. This is where things get interesting and our other major incident comes up. He had 500 receiving yards, as you can see. But in December of that season in 2016, this is when Floyd got arrested for a DUI. This one being much worse than the other. Granted, no DUI is a good one, but this one made more national headlines. The police walked up to Michael Floyd's car when they noticed
Pizza, pizza.
Walk in for all your favorites during Little Caesar's Summer of Hot and Ready, like a thin crust pepperoni pizza.
Notice it was on, but he was asleep behind the wheel. They had to bang and knock on the window for several minutes until he finally woke up. Quote unquote, according to the police report, Floyd initially told officers that he was leaving his home in Scottsdale to pick his nephew up from the airport, but his story evolved into him having one drink, and he later said it was 2 drinks. You see what's going on here. He found himself in a pickle, and he's trying to talk his way out of it, but it didn't work. Continuing along, this is according to the official police report. Police said Floyd's story jumped around between him drinking on the team plane back from Miami and drinking at the W Scottsdale Hotel, but Floyd eventually, quote-unquote, settled on having had wine on the team plane. Floyd also told the officers he was on a blood-thinning medication. Also, according to the police report, it was stated Floyd did not fight us, but also had to be physically manipulated in order to comply. Michael Floyd was officially charged with 2 counts of DUI and 1 count of obstructing a roadway and failure to obey a police officer. It goes without being said, not a good look. You don't need me to sit up here and kick a man when he's down. Not a very good decision at all, and what was even more mind-boggling about it is it happened during the season after one of his games. You know you're a big-time hotshot wide receiver, and every decision you make and every move you make in this life is going to be magnified 10 times more than the average Joe like me or anybody else. He made a mistake. It happens. We're human. I've made many mistakes in my life, and I promise you I'm going to make many more. Unfortunately, no matter how much sympathy I show him, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans because we can't change the fact that this one mistake he made, it cost him his job and livelihood. The Arizona Cardinals did wind up releasing him. He then proceeded to sign with the Patriots. Not too much happened there, and in May of 2017, he signed a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings, so returning back to home. I wish I could sit up here and tell you the Cinderella story of how he bounced back in the greatest way possible, and it's an amazing comeback story we're going to tell for the ages. But that didn't happen. Didn't do much of anything at Minnesota. Fast forward time into 2018, he signs with the Saints. Same thing there. He signed with them in July and got released in September of the same year. A couple weeks after the Saints released him, still in the same month of September, he signs with the Redskins. And last but not least, his final pit stop was with the Baltimore Ravens in 2019. For the Patriots, Minnesota, and Washington, he did play a little bit, but his production compared to what it was his first 3 to 4 or 5 seasons in the NFL,
game check.
not even comparable. He went from averaging around 700 yards per season to only 100. Most importantly, though, and this is the best news out of everything, he turned his life around. Sure, after he got that DUI, things went downhill for him, and at least if you're judging him off his football career, he never bounced back. But if you're looking at his life, things have improved drastically. I scrolled through his Instagram and social medias. He seems happy. He's a great family man. And now he's a real estate agent. He posts some videos on Instagram showing off some of the houses he tours. And I'll pop up his Insta right here. Feel free to check it out and go shoot him a follow. Seems happy. Life's going pretty good for him. You love to see it.
Wait,
let's answer the 2 questions we sometimes ask.
Okay, so yeah, he was on the team with the Patriots.
Number 1. Is Michael Floyd a winner or a loser? To me,
I knew it.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is most certainly a winner. Balled out in high school, balled out in college. Yeah, he got arrested for a DUI twice, but it's not what happens to you in this life, it's how you respond. I'm throwing him in the winner category because he didn't compound his bad decisions with more bad decisions. Our final question. Why didn't things pan out in the NFL? Goes without being said, the start to his downfall was the DUI incident. But outside of that, even early on, when he didn't have any problems with the Cardinals, I think it was quarterback play. Quarterback play wasn't great, and also we can put some of the blame on Michael Floyd. Maybe he wasn't as good as we thought he was. It could be a combination of both of those things. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But Romane.
Yeah, man. I Michael Floyd was that dude in Notre Dame, I remember. But yeah, I could have sworn, if I'm not mistaken, he had caught up. I swear to God, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a slant route. He caught a slant route in the playoffs, and then people were just kind of like, "Oh shit, that's Michael Floyd." Didn't even know this nigga was on the team. So, hey, another great video by Matt Be Great. Shout out to him. Thank God Michael Floyd got your life together. Hopefully, I don't see you on ESPN in a couple months or a couple years talking about DUI. Hey man, drink at home. Put the keys down. Don't drink and drive, guys. Get an Uber. Get a taxi. Take the train. Take the bus. I don't know. Anyways, all right, y'all. Have a good one. Make sure to give me a follow. Give me a follow. Hairline on the way.